Hey guys, welcome to Wrestling Daze and welcome to this Smackdown opinions video. Really excited to get my teeth into this because I thought this was an improvement on Smackdowns that we've had recently. I think that shows in the match scores as well. So the very first match we got was Andrade against Carmelo. They cooked. You lot thought so as well. It got a great rating. Anytime we get into a great rating, we know that's special. So Andrade, Carmelo, great, 70%. Then we had Naomi against Blair, Davenport. That got good, 86%. Then we had Kevin Owens against Grayson Waller. That was good, 97%. Then we had DIY against the Street Profits. That was great, 79%. Then we had the amazing ending with Roman and Jacob. Really enjoyed that. I even like the open, to be honest. The cheesiness of that celebration was interrupted with the kendo stick shots of Michin. And she popped her boob out as well. So, I mean, do you know what I mean? We had good. So, yes, it was, I thought, a big improvement. I'd be looking at like a 7.25 for this show. But it's not about me. It's about you guys, and we'll see what you lot's thoughts. Here, look, we've got Trash Paint, who said, I'm excited that the real LA Knight is embracing the trash. The world trash weight champion. So, I don't know what that's about. But Trash Paint, shout out to you. NVRNDS said the DIY match was very good. Roman segment was good, not great. Rest was all right. SmackDown needs a secondary big storyline alongside the Bloodline to spice things up. Nails and NY said loved it, but it might be because of this guy right here. Nails and NY, a big fan of Ethan Page. So there we go. He was in the crowd tonight along with Roxanne and Trick Williams. So now's an NY. I hope you're well. Word of Wrestling said it was better than last week. A lot of setting up storylines. Shame about another loss for Naomi. She isn't Bianca and Jade's sidekick. Shame for DIY too. Roman becoming tribal chief only for Jacob Fatu to return. Leg brace and all to take him out. OMG. 7.5 overall. We want Heyman. Raymond said, I'll say SmackDown was an 8 for me. The Roman segment was good until the new Bloodline came out and ruined it all. But otherwise, it was a good show. I'm very excited for the 26th when I go to Raw, and I'll give you my feedback days along with pictures too. Raymond, have a great time, buds. Missy said it was too predictable. We need better storylines and we need more superstars because Raw has some awesome multiple storylines and writing, but SmackDown is lacking and it seems we always get the same outcomes. It's like watching a repeat every week. C2 Bland SF said, wish we would have got Jimmy coming to help Roman. I wish DIY would have won. I'm going to stop people here because I keep hearing this DIY thing. I think DIY get the belts back. So DIY, there was a lot of frustration at how short their title reign was. But I think the reason that we put the belts on Bloodline is because we need to build the Bloodline desperately. Like, we need this Bloodline to feel like a threat. So we gave them the tag titles. So I totally understand why we did that. I think, though, we did do DIY dirty because they had such a short title run. So I would not be shocked if the team that gets the titles off the Bloodline is DIY and they actually win them back. So I don't think we could have had DIY win this week because if DIY won, they would be facing next week for the tag titles and you ain't getting those titles off of Bloodline next week. So Street Profits will now challenge for them. Street Profits will lose. We'll continue with the Bloodline and a little further down the road, that's when DIY, I think, get them back. So that's the reason as to why DIY lost. That does not affect the score for me. I thought there was still a chance that DIY could have won, but this makes a lot more sense as to why they didn't. So we've only got down a few, and already I'm hearing people saying they wish DIY had won. I think that's why they didn't. Most importantly, though, said C2 Bland SF, I wish Kevin would have hit Cody with the chair when he was behind him, especially after the way Kevin was acting when he had the chair in his hands before throwing it, like a moment of hesitation. Again, I think with that may be something for the future. I think, who was it, LS Dub or someone made the comment of like, if we want to get a couple of matches out of this, the way you could do it is have Kevin snap after the match at Bash in Berlin. So you go in with Kevin being like, you know, face Kevin. And then after the match, after losing, the frustration of him losing again makes him snap. If he was to snap now, then that would take away that moment potentially, because I don't know if we're going to get it, but it would potentially take the moment away after. Because, you know, if he was to snap now and they have a match, it's going to be a bit harder to do the rematch. But yeah, I like what was said in the chat, to be honest. I think you could get another match out of this and a heel Kevin. But why do the heel turn now? Why not just wait for after Bash in Berlin? So I think that a lot of this is to do with story. I think a lot of this is to do with how this is actually going to play out, to be honest. So that was C2 Bland SF Sports. Angie said, I'm very sad to hear about Afra Hawaii passing away. I can only imagine how hard it was for Roman and everyone else in the bloodline to keep their focus. I give them all so much credit, though, especially so soon after Roman lost his dad. Everything else was great. Samantha said, I enjoyed it. In the end, I wish Jimmy had shown up to help Roman, but overall it was good. My favourite match was Andrade against Carmelo. So again, just touching on that, I think it's story. I think you need Roman to be beaten down. You know, Roman got the better of them last week. I don't think he can get the better of them again this week. And obviously, if Jimmy had been there to help even up the numbers, well, then that means that there's a good chance Roman and Jimmy would have stood tall, would have, you know, fought back. Whereas at least this way, Roman gets beaten down. We can use that as a reason as to why he's not going to be on SmackDown for the next few weeks. And then when he comes back, who's to say he doesn't come back with Jimmy? So it's funny. A lot of this I really do feel like is part of where we're going. You know, it's like people want DIY to win now because they want DIY to get a shot to win the titles, but they ain't going to win those titles now. People want Jimmy to come back, but Roman's got to look vulnerable. We've got to make this new bloodline look good. So I can understand us not having Jimmy this week. I can understand DIY not winning this week. I can understand Kevin not turning this week because, as I said, you go into Bash in Berlin, you do a face match, and then potentially he turns heel straight after the match. Big shock, big moment for Bash in Berlin. Potentially sets up the rematch for Bad Bloods. So, yeah, I think there is logic and method to this madness. Dog Lover and Cody fan account said Nia's celebration was interesting. Is the move now Nia versus Michin? Yes. Andrade versus Melo have heat. Roman getting beat down by Bloodline 2.0 was interesting, was okay. It was interesting no one came out to help since he did cause people hell in the past. Yep. Overall, 7.5. Yeah, who would want to help Roman after everything is done? Apart from Jimmy, who I don't even know was there. Harvey said Jacob is a freaking monster. I guess Roman begs Jimmy and Jay for help. Maybe Sammy, maybe KO. Bloodline storyline and Wyatt 6 is carrying WWE. Joseph said way better. First segment was Andrade Melo cooked. Naomi versus Blair was KO versus Waller was really fun. Tag match was phenomenal. I'm so glad the Street Profits won. Last segment was so good. Roman is so good. Always been my favorite wrestler. Hope you good days. Joseph, shout out to you, my friends. OTC. Real Wrestling Fan said 9 out of 10. Great job, Popper H. But we should never forget you can be a great leader, but the talent has to make us feel something. Great job, all involved, especially the Hawaii family performing with broken hearts. R.I.P. Wild Samoans. There they are, look. Afa and Seeker. I wish this moment had been in front of fans, you know. Both of them have gone now. But what a moment that is. I mean, that will live with... I would imagine he will rewatch this moment for the rest of his life. Joey, shout out to you. I hope you're well. Daze, how's it going? I was at the show tonight. I have to say, it was one of the best Smackdowns we've had in a while. I agree. Promos were good. Matches were good. 8.5 out of 10 for me. The crowd was awesome. Crowd came across very well. And Jacob Fatu is a beast. OTC, still my tribal chief. Joey, shout out to you. Jay said I give it a solid 7 out of 10. Carl said, great show, much better than last week. Andrade versus Melo was great as usual, and so was Street Profits against DIY, which was match of the show. Bloodline and Roman ending was awesome. Can't wait to see what happens next. So good to see Jacob back, and we got Roxanne. I'll say it's okay, but like Roman's non-sleeved hoodie was sick. Well, there he is. I wish we had a picture of his non-sleeved hoodie, but there he is. Nando said, great Smackdown. Was kind of nervous when Roman first came out because I really wanted to hear a promo, but it made up for it when Jacob showed up. Andrade and Johnny are my two favorite younger talents, and they deliver every time. So that was great to see. Maybe unpopular. Here we go. But I'd love for Andrade to pull a Shinsuke and win the Rumble as an underdog. I would also love that. Even if he loses at Mania, especially if Triple H keeps building him like he is from now till January. Ain't nothing unpopular there with me, but... Babs the Barbarian said DIY and Street Profits match was a banger. And of course, the highlight of SmackDown, Jacob Fatu. That man is amazing. Walking boot and all. Future champ, in my opinion. 8 out of 10. Henry said, Daze, I'm the biggest WWE biggest fan on YouTube. Are you? Are you? There's a lot of people with those claims at the moment. It was a great SmackDown. Roman Reigns needs to get Jay, Jimmy, Sammy, and the OG Bloodline. The Rock will come around Survivor Series time. But great SmackDown, I would give it a 9. Wow, very high. Some people were saying that Jimmy should have come back tonight, but I disagree, says Austin. I love Roman, but the beatdown to him was the right move. He can't always look strong. I like that Fatu was the cause of it too. He's undoubtedly the best one in this new bloodline and a proven future star. That was just 4 minutes ago from Austin 316. I'm going to like it. Austin, I hope you will. Kelly said, I'm sorry, Daze. I fell asleep during the stream. Right, you're banned. That won't be tolerated. Where's the blocked? There we go. Blocked. Shall I read the rest of it? We'll read the rest of it, but then you're blocked. So I had to go back and watch when I woke up. Oh, did you go back and watch the stream? Yeah, still blocked. SmackDown was really good. I think it was better than Raw. First time since the Bloodline premiered. I felt bad for Roman. 8 out of 10. Well, I feel bad for you. Sinan said, SmackDown was decent. Roman getting absolutely manhandled by the Bloodline was shocking. The Pretty Deadly musical will be amazing, as the preview was tonight. Melo winning tonight was needed. Glad Blair is getting wins. Glad Street Profits are still getting used well without Bobby. Missy said, I don't know, just feel like I'm bored for most of the time. I understand Andrade and Melo, but it's the same match like 3 weeks in a row. I want them on the mic a little bit more to build up the chemistry. I love Roman being back, but I want him to have more time. It was like 6 out of 10, says Missy. Tony said, boring until the end. Even then, I was hoping someone would come out and help Roman, although the KO and Grayson Waller bit was entertaining. For his sake said, given Solo needs building up as a serious tribal chief, it's clear Jacob is the badass and should be the one leading. He's legit. We eating good, Days. We eating good, my friend. Jimmy says, I thought it was a great show. Michin versus Nia will be good. DIY versus Profits was a great match. Andrade versus Melo was good. Ending segment was great. Makes for something big coming with OG Bloodline return soon. 7 out of 10 for me. Brad said it was pretty damn good. Kiki said 6 out of 7 because no one came out to help my tribal chief. Spartan said SmackDown was great. Bloodline segment carrying with KO Cody in second. Bloodline segment was really good with the way putting over Jacob, but I think they need to make Solo and others more than just ragdolls and getting beaten up all the time like they're dead weight. A 6 out of 10 show, said Spartan. Brendan says Roman Reigns and he's fuming. Is that because he got beaten up? I think we've got a lot of very sad Roman fans tonight. That's the vibe I'm getting. Guinevere said, I would love to see a female Bloodline. I would love that as well. Nishi said it was an excellent show. The DIY versus Profits match was a banger, and so was Carmelo versus Andrade Part 3. I like the KO match and the Pretty Deadly segment as well. LA Knight defending the title on a weekly television will make the title relevant again. 10 out of 10. Logan James, hello Daze, hello Logan. And hashtag push Kyrie same. Great SmackDown. My rating will be an 8. And DIY and the Street Profits put on arguably the best tag match of the year and one of the best TV matches of the year. And Paul, Roman, Jimmy J to face Solo, Jacob, Fatu, a new Bloodline with The Rock returning on the first SmackDown back on USA Network. Logan James, shout out to you. You can fill that bit. I would have read all of that. It's where it gets small like this. Look at this. Rico said Jacob Fatu runs better in a boot than I've ever run in my life. I'm still waiting for Bloodline Wolfpack, but things are percolating. Oh, long time, no opinion. Hope all is well. Rico, hope you well, buds. El Patata said, good entrance for Nia and Michin will lose. Chelsea is the GOAT. Andrade versus Carmelo, as usual. Great. Naomi versus Blair. Jade beats a champ in 4 minutes. Bianca beats Chelsea in 30 seconds. And now Naomi gets 99% of the offense. Bad match. It's a rematch. So I expect to see what Blair could do in the ring this time. DIY Street Profits, great match. Considering Angelo kicked out at the end, I would have expected Gargano to also kick out at one. Are Street Profits finally winning titles? I don't think so. Bloodline, 3 weeks, same thing. I'm glad Fatu came back. Rating 7. When SmackDown ends, Raw is near. Batman, hello. It was an enjoyable show, but the ending was something else. What a way to end the show now that we've opened the door for the OG Bloodline to reunite, and I can't wait for it. Overall, 8 out of 10. Oh, I was expecting that. I was expecting a thumbs up. I wasn't expecting a little wink, so Batman the Savior, shout out to you. Iowa Pet Prep Illustrated. IPI says Roman needs backup against Solo's Bloodline. He does indeed. I think he'll go and get it. Zaniac said it was probably the best SmackDown since WrestleMania. Everything just seemed to click tonight. Dwayne Duncan. Good show. Didn't really enjoy the opening segment. Roman getting beaten up by Bloodline 2.0 was excellent. LA Knight is so enjoyable to watch. Nice to see the Street Profits winning. Carmelo beating Andrade was great. Enjoying the rivalry. And the best part was Michin. Very good. Dylan said, I thought it was good. Definitely better than Roman Reigns and really enjoyed the tag match. Marco Prime Gaming said, great show. Ending was worth the wait. Looks like Roman has a few bridges to repair. Can't wait to see how he acknowledged he needs help. So he does need some help. I don't know how much he's going to help, but he does need some help. AJHXHN says, boring. John Elite said condolences to Afa's family. Loved that main event segment. Crowd was loud when Roman put on the Ulafala. I thought Jimmy was going to return tonight. KO heel turn soon? I think so. Maybe at Bash in Berlin, but I suppose it's not guaranteed. Depends what the long-term plans are for him. Glad that we got a glimpse of Pretty Deadly, the musical. OP Three-Way said, crazy to think two of the biggest storylines in WWE involve grown men fighting over bracelets and necklaces. Yeah, but one of them's way more prestigious than the other. You know, way more prestigious. We've got probable spam. What's that? Oh, Night Legacy, you got flagged as probable spam. Let's see if you are. Good show. Spam. Spam. I just wish Austin Theory would have turned face and Kevin would have turned heel. Mix SmackDown up a bit. It feels very repetitive at the moment. What the hell about that was spam? Mate, X did you dirty. Nothing about that. There were no issues there whatsoever. I don't know. There we go. X has got it in for you, my friend. And there we go. That's what we end on, innit? WWE TNT Sports. That's what we end on right there. So there we go. That was SmackDown. That was people's thoughts. Obviously, if you want to have a look at the scores, which I didn't get queued up for some reason, I should have, but I didn't. You can jump over to the Wrestling Daze opinions page, click on posts. You'll be able to see what the community. You can vote, and also you can see what the community has thought about all the recent shows. That's where all the scores live. So there we go. Right, Unseen is up, and we're going to have a really good opinion video later on, right? So we're doing an opinion video. What do you think about Dave Meltzer? This was a big talking point on our SmackDown live stream. I want to know, not only do you like him or not like him, if you don't like him, I want to know why. What is it specifically? What was the moment that made you not like him? Was it some news that he reported that never came through? Was it something you heard? Is it something people have said? Like, I really want to dig into how people really feel about Dave Meltzer and why they feel that way. I think that could be a really interesting video, so we're going to do that later. So, yeah, and obviously another Unseen, and we're going to be doing a UFC watch-along. It's all happening this weekend, so... Right, have a good day, have a good weekend. I'll see you when I see you, and thanks for watching. Bye for now.